Hi guys, it's Two Man Advantage's Kevin McShann here. This evening, wanted to introduce a new feature on 2MA Sports. So every week, I'm going to take a couple of minutes and talk to you about an issue happening in sports that I personally have an opinion on, that I want to share with you guys. And today's topic is the fact that Johnny Manziel is going to be the new starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Now, when we look at the decision to start Manziel for the rest of the season, a couple of things come to mind before we get into the statistical evidence and why I think this is a good idea. First of all, the Browns need to find out whether or not Johnny Manziel is going to be their quarterback of the future. So what does that mean? And because as to this point, he hasn't really shown, and in fairness to him, he hasn't had the opportunity to show that he has the stuff to be a quality NFL quarterback. Now he'll get his chance. This Sunday they played Pittsburgh, obviously, and they lost 30-9, but he did complete 73% of his passes, and he threw for 373. Now there were some headed people with inside that organization because McCown did play so well. He almost threw for 2,000 yards. He threw for 1879 for the Cleveland Browns. He had 4 interceptions and 11 touchdowns. Now, when we look at what McCown did, he was a bridge to Manziel, obviously. They need to find out whether or not that he can be their leader moving forward and whether or not he is their answer quarterback. Now, you can ask yourself the question, well, doesn't Mike Pettine need to win to keep his job? And my answer to that is absolutely. Every coach needs to win to keep their job. But if you're going to make this decision, this has to be an organizational decision for the Browns moving forward. Because when you look at what happened, what's happened in Cleveland, obviously they've only won twice. So certainly Ray Farmer and their owner there, Jimmy Haslam, has got to see what the Mercedes-Benz, so to speak, on the bench has to offer to the Browns. Now, when we look at Manziel and his skill set, obviously John DeFilippo, who is the offensive coordinator for the Browns, has got to tailor an offense that suits his strength. Now, Manziel is not a pocket passer, so be wary of the read option play and all of the movement stuff, the play actions, which will allow him to be semi-successful from an athletic standpoint, because that's what we saw at Texas A&M when he was at his peak. Now, obviously, he can't run the college stuff all the time, so he's got to be sort of a student of the game, and certainly him and his off-the-field issues have to be an issue for the Browns, because you look at what they've had to deal with, from him partying in Vegas and from him waking up late to practice. And I think over the course of time, over the course of the 2 years he's been there, he's shown an elevation growth and the ability to show improvement in the maturity department, which I also think contributes to the fact that the Browns want him to be their starter for the rest of the season. Because going into the draft, you have to figure that the Browns will have a top 10 pick anyway. So they have to make the determination on whether or not Manziel is the starting quarterback. Now, when we look at the options at the top of the draft, you've got Connor Cook out of Michigan State, Paxton Lynch out of Memphis, who will be highly sought after a prospect. You've got the quarterback from Cal as well. So when you look at the options versus the in-house option that already drafted, this will be a 7-game tryout for Manziel to give the Browns a bigger sample size of what he needs to do, or bigger sample size of what they have in Manziel, in order to make informed decision on whether or not Manziel is the guy. So realistically, I don't think Manziel is a starting caliber quarterback, but we'll see. And certainly this will give them the opportunity to answer the question on whether or not they need to draft a quarterback within the framework of the April draft. So that's my 2 cents on Manziel. He did show flashes in the game against Pittsburgh. I know they lost by 21. They lost by 21. But the Browns needed to make this move. Yes, Josh McCown had a solid season for them. He provided, as I said earlier, the bridge to what's coming up to Manziel. And this is a move that I feel the Browns needed to make in order to see how they move forward as an organization moving forward. Now Mike Pettine had to get assurances. Would have been nice if Mike Pettine got assurances from ownership that they needed to see what was in the grocery card, and his job obviously is a performance-based business. But the Browns, again, regardless of whether Mike Pettine's the coach there or not, and that's the catch-22 for a coach, right? You want to know what you have in the cupboard at the most important position in sports, theoretically, at quarterback. But does that come at the expense of Mike Pettine's job? And for the Browns, they needed to see this, as I keep trying to drive home, what Manziel has, because you need a sample chart to see how to move forward as an organization. Now, the Browns have a legitimate defense. The question is the quarterback position in Cleveland. Now, they've gone through all sorts of different quarterbacks in Cleveland. Is Manziel the answer? We'll find out in the next weeks. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, we want to also, here at the Two-Man Advantage, wish one of our Two-Man Advantage podcast, which one of our colleagues here, a very happy 32nd birthday goes out to Kyle Simpkins, one of our team members here at the Two-Man Advantage podcast. We want to wish Kyle all the very best in his endeavors out west, out in British Columbia, and we want to wish him a happy birthday as well. And I want to know what you guys think about my opinion on the fact that Manziel needs to play in order to see what's in the cupboard and what sort of groceries the Browns have got in Manziel. Manziel. So feel free to comment, subscribe to 2MA if you like what you see. And thanks everybody for watching, and have a great day. Bye for now.